The galaxy had been quiet for a long time. The Great Wars were over and the alien empires ruled in peace. Most believed the humans were gone forever, wiped out in their final war hundreds of years ago. But in the cold darkness of space, something began to change. Strange signals started to appear near the Orion Rift, old Earth radio codes, weak but repeating. The Zeltor Empire, proud and fearless, sent patrols to investigate. None of them came back. At first, the leaders laughed. They said it was just space noise and echo from the past. But then, one night, a massive battleship vanished without a trace. Admiral Cray of the Zeltor stood on his command deck, staring at the empty screen where the ship's signal had disappeared. His officers were nervous. A cold voice came through the comms, a distorted human. "You are trespassing. Leave this space, or face the consequences." The entire control room froze. The signal cut off, leaving only static. Cray's hands trembled, but he forced a smile. "Humans, impossible," he said. Yet deep down, fear began to grow inside him. A few hours later, scanners picked up something, a small metallic object floating in the debris field. The recovery team brought it aboard. When Cray saw it, his heart stopped. It was an old Earth military tag, scratched and burned, but one word was still clear: humanity. The Admiral dropped it on the floor. The lights in the room flickered. Outside, in the endless dark, something huge moved between the stars. The galaxy didn't know it yet, but the silence was about to end. Far beyond the edge of known space, a hidden fleet began to move. For 2 centuries, humans had lived in silence, rebuilding, training, and waiting. They were not weak anymore. They had turned pain into power, loss into purpose. Captain Mira Stone stood on the bridge of her ship, the Resolute. Her eyes looked calm, but her voice carried the weight of generations. "For years they believed we were gone," she said quietly. "Now they will remember who we are." Her crew was a mix of descendants, born in exile, raised among stars. They had never seen Earth, but they carried its spirit in their blood. Behind them, hundreds of dark ships powered up, their engines glowing blue like silent ghosts. Across the galaxy, strange reports spread. Merchant ships vanished. Alien scouts found destroyed fleets with no signs of battle, only perfect precision strikes. The Zeltor Empire tried to hide the truth, but whispers traveled fast. "Humans have returned." Admiral Cray ordered all forces to gather near the Orion Rift, but deep down, he knew it was too late. Something had awakened that no empire could control. On the edge of a dying star, the Resolute waited in shadow. Mira's AI spoke softly. "Enemy patrol approaching, Captain." Mira smiled faintly. "Good," she said. "Let them see us." As the alien ships drew closer, their sensors failed. Lights flickered. Static filled their comms. And for a brief moment, one of the alien pilots saw it, a human warship, massive and silent, painted black as night. Before he could speak, everything went white. The galaxy finally knew. Humanity was not extinct, only waiting. The alien fleet reached the Orion Rift, hundreds of warships shining under the red glow of the dying star. At the center, Admiral Cray stood on his command deck watching the radar. Every ship was silent, ready to fire at anything that moved, but then one by one their scanners began to fail. Static. Interference. Darkness. "Find the source." Cray shouted. Before his officer could answer, a shape appeared in front of them, black, massive, and silent. No energy signature, no identification, just there. It was the Resolute. Captain Mira Stone watched from her bridge, her face cold as steel. "This is not a war," she whispered. "It's a message." The alien ships panicked and fired first. Hundreds of plasma blasts lit up space like firestorms, but none hit. The human ship moved with impossible precision, as if it could see every attack before it happened. Then came a single pulse. One bright flash from the Resolute. It looked small, but when it hit, the entire alien front line vanished in silence. No explosion, no debris. Just nothing. On Cray's ship, alarms screamed. Systems died. Lights flickered. And through the static, a voice echoed across every comm channel, calm, human, and powerful. "We warned you once. This is your second and last warning." The voice faded. Silence returned. Mira turned to her crew. "We strike only to remind them," she said. "We fight only to protect." Far away, alien empires trembled. No one had ever seen such power. No one knew what technology the humans had built in the dark, and as news spread across the stars, one truth echoed everywhere. The humans are back. And the galaxy will never be the same. The news spread across the galaxy faster than light. Entire worlds whispered the same word: humans. In every alien council, fear replaced pride. Stories from the old war returned, tales of the species that never gave up, that fought until their last breath. Admiral Cray stood before the high command, his face pale. "We are not facing the humans we once knew," he said. "They have become something else." The council argued, but deep inside they all knew he was right. Soon an impossible alliance formed. Enemies who had fought for centuries, the Zeltor, the Varen, the Draki, came together for one purpose: to stop humanity. It was the largest armada in galactic history, stretching across star systems. Meanwhile, in the dark edges of space, the Resolute hid among dead planets. Captain Mira Stone watched reports of the alliance. She felt the weight of her ancestors on her shoulders. "They still fear us," she said softly. "Maybe that's our greatest weapon." Her crew detected something strange beneath Earth's moon, an old signal, locked and hidden for hundreds of years. The message simply read, "Project Horizon active." Mira's heart raced. Project Horizon was a myth, a final human weapon, one that could destroy entire systems. But now it was real, and awake. Her second officer looked worried. "Captain, if we use it, we might become the monsters they already believe we are." Mira looked out into the stars, silent for a moment. "We didn't come back to rule," she said. "We came back to remind the galaxy what humanity truly means." Outside, human ships began to move again, faster, stronger, ready. Because soon, the galaxy itself would come for them. The Orion Rift burned brighter than ever before. Millions of alien ships filled the void, their weapons ready. It was the largest armada ever assembled, a wall of light and fire stretching across the stars. At the center of it all stood Admiral Cray, his eyes fixed on the dark space ahead. He knew who was coming, and then they appeared. Hundreds of human warships emerged from the shadows, silent and calm. The black hulls of their ships absorbed the starlight. No banners, no warnings, only determination. Captain Mira Stone's voice echoed through her fleet. "No mercy, no hate. We fight for peace and not for power." The battle began with a single spark. Alien cannons fired first, filling the sky with burning trails. But the humans moved like shadows, weaving through the chaos. Drones swarmed, targeting engines and power cores with perfect precision. Explosions bloomed across the void like dying stars. Cray's fleet tried to hold the line, but panic spread fast. "Impossible. They read every move," cried one commander before his ship vanished in white light. On the Resolute, Mira watched the fight unfold. Her crew begged her to activate Project Horizon, the secret weapon under the moon. But Mira hesitated. "If we use it, we'll end everything, even ourselves." Suddenly, a massive energy wave appeared from the alien flagship, a doomsday weapon aimed directly at Earth's remains. The countdown began. 30 seconds, 20, 10. Mira closed her eyes. "Prepare Horizon," she said quietly. For the last time, her hand hovered above the control. Outside, the stars flickered. Time itself seemed to stop. The galaxy held its breath. As humanity faced its final choice, the stars went silent. Every ship, human and alien, stopped firing. The countdown on Admiral Cray's weapon reached its final seconds. The beam that could erase Earth forever began to charge, glowing like a small sun. On the Resolute, Captain Mira Stone stood tall. The crew waited for her order. Fear and hope mixed in their eyes. She looked at the control for Project Horizon, the weapon humans swore never to use. "We were born to fight," Mira whispered, "but not to destroy." She pressed the key. A wave of white light burst from the Resolute, spreading across the Orion Rift. But instead of fire or death, the light was pure energy, silent, soft, and endless. Every alien ship flickered, then went dark. Their weapons shut down, their engines froze. Not one life was lost. Admiral Cray watched helplessly as his mighty fleet drifted in silence. He whispered, "They could have destroyed us." But they didn't. Across the stars, the light reached every corner of the galaxy. Communication systems came alive again, broadcasting a single message: "We are humanity. We fight not to conquer, but to protect." When the light faded, the human fleet stood alone, scarred but victorious. Mira looked out at the stars, her voice calm. The galaxy feared us once. Now they will understand us. On distant worlds, alien leaders lowered their flags. The war was over. The humans had won, not through destruction, but through mercy. As the Resolute turned toward the rising sun, a new dawn spread across the galaxy. For the first time in centuries, peace returned, and the universe remembered the name it once feared, and now respected humanity.